That's what this deck can do.
And Sprout is a card that people do not play. And Sprout has been essential for both of his wins.
You're absolutely right.
I don't think he can win either game without the Sprout.
I think you're right.
I mean, we've barely seen Empty the Warrens in anybody's deck either. That's just not a card we've seen people play.
It's been spectacular here.
I mean, it's a great card with Suspend, and it's a great card with cheap plays.
It always feels unwieldy, right? It feels like I've got this 4-mana sorcery. How much am I going to be able to play and then still play a 4-mana sorcery?
Well, you can see that Bastien has sort of reprioritized what cards that he's willing to play with in order to make it less unwieldy.
Right. So instead of having some 5-mana monster, he's just got Sprout in his deck instead.
Sprout FTW.
Crazy. But, I mean, you said it when you were watching this guy draft yesterday. He seems calm. He seems to understand what he's doing. He's got a plan. He's able to implement it.
He was obviously very, very prepared for this tournament and really understands the decks that he wants to play.
He's going to put the lie to my pregame prediction. I mean, not only did I pick Kenji here, but I really felt like this format was one where you need the flexibility to be able to draft whatever the packs give you. And Bastien's seat, he said it himself after the draft, he should have been black in that seat.
Right.
The way the packs broke, his red-green sliver deck didn't exist, but there was a black deck available to him that he just didn't know how to draft. So he sort of stuck to his guns. He knows all the red-green tricks. Maybe he knows red-green so well that he's able to construct this Sprout Empty the Warrens monstrosity out of the leftovers and get away with drafting the quote-unquote wrong deck.
It's one of the nice things about Gemhide Sliver is if you don't end up with the Sliver deck, but you invest early on in the Gemhide, it really does power out a lot of the bigger unwieldy green guys, and just gives you the mana to
accelerate to a quick Empty the Warrens.
Yeah, to accelerate into 9 or 10 little token creatures.
And then it's a body for strength numbers.
Yeah. We haven't seen strength in numbers that much this weekend either, come to think of it. And these all seem like, AAA cards.
In his deck, they sure do. Another update for you. Takahiro Suzuki takes game 2 from Billy Edel. He managed to sudden shock in response to a Verdant Embrace. Oof. Chip. So Suzuki and Edel tied at a game apiece. Bastien Perez is up 2-0 here. And then Merkel has a 1-0 lead on Saito. Snapbangers has a 1-0 lead on Didier Zone. I think we got to stay here and see this match, right? This is
absolutely.
This deck has been
Kenji once again
back against the wall.
Looks like Bastien is taking a mulligan on the draw in game 3.
Oh, that's how it starts.
Kenji's decided to keep. We talked about that yesterday. I was putting myself.
I read that article. That was a good line.
Thomas Gunderson, and Kenji takes a deep breath, relaxes, looks at his cards, and says, "Keep." The scariest thing.
No, the way you wrote the article was even better. It says the one word you never want to hear Kenji Sumura say when you're playing game 3 with top 8 on the line. Keep.
Although, I mean, if you look at Kenji's posture, this is not the posture we saw yesterday in that final round. He looks much more nervous, much more coiled.
Defensive somehow.
Yes. Whereas Bastien, on the other hand, seems perfectly relaxed.
He's up 2-0.
I would not feel relaxed up 2-0 against Kenji.
Kenji plays the Flames. It's the turn. Kenji's hand.
I see the dreaded Sprout.
And he did not play it on turn 1. That's when you know the guy understands what his deck is doing.
Right.
Turn 1 Forest. I have a Sprout. No. I'm just going to hold it. This card has a mission. Oh, there's the Opal Guardian. Yeah, Sprout, Sudden Shock, Penumbra Spider, Havenwood Worm, and one other card in Bastien's hand.
It's interesting. The Plains in Bastien's deck. Bastien has, I believe, has Trumpa domains.
Yeah.
That explains the multiple land types.
Well, there's the Shadow, Ilvek again. Probably going to be greeted by Sudden Shock for the second game in a row. Sky Cutter's the other card in Bastien's hand.
Another Gemhide.
Second Gemhide.
And there you go. The Spider's holding off some flying damage there. 2 flyers on the line now.
Able to block 1. Here's another Shadow and the Knight of the Holy Nimbus.
So this is the draw we didn't really see from Kenji those first 2 games.
We didn't have time. It took 5 turns to put that together. This is the turn where Bastion is supposed to go like thing, empty the Warrens.
Yeah.
No sign of empty the Warrens or strengthen numbers though.
This seems like a much more, this seems like the unwieldy green-red deckhand we were talking about a little earlier.
Sure.
He's got a 7-drop. He's probably never going to cast this game. He's got a 4-drop. He barely wants to cast. The Skycutter's not going to really do much of anything.
He can tag team with Spider and kill something.
Right, it will actually it'll let him kill the Peregrine Drake.
Not the pro red guy.
Not the pro red guy. But if he can get the Peregrine Drake off the
then the Spider can hold off the Gargoyle.
Sure.
So it seems like Skycutter's the man here. Try to take down the Drake.
But instead he plays the Flamecore Elemental.
Interesting.
Which is going to completely tap him out next turn because the Zealot is going to shoot down one of the Gem Hides.
Yep.
He's going to have no mana available to him next turn.
Everyone comes, all 4 into the red zone. 2 flyers, a Shadow, and a guy that can't be killed.
Do we have a Celestial Crusader?
Wow.
Goodbye Flamecore. Goodbye Spider. Goodbye Gemhide.
That was a good turn for Kenji Samura. Yeah, this game's a blowout the other way.
Yep.
This is the way I thought Kenji's deck was going to play out. He's got like a nice curve of monsters. He's got Crusaders, an excellent trick.
Yep.
Yeah, Bastion just scoops him up. Wow, Kenji Samura on the scoreboard. 2-1 lead now for Bastion Perez. Can Kenji come back with his back against the wall again?
We're going to need to see a little more mana on Bastion's side of the table if that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I want to see the deck list to find out how many Empty the Warrens, how many strength and numbers he actually has. It seems like that combo is the key to his deck.
Right, absolutely.
I mean, the deck he wanted to draft was the Sliver deck that would have a lot more resiliency, but the deck that was actually available for him just has this crazy combo. Kenji trying to get more land? So you have to see if we can get the Spider on the floor to give us any updates on the other matches. This one's been flying along, so it looks like we will have time to watch this and still watch some others.
If you were Bastion Perez, would you be playing with the 7-drops in this deck? I mean, do you...
No.
It seems like it's really, you just create the situation where you're just going to clog up your hand with some unplayable cards.
I mean, part of it depends what is